today on the podcast, we're going to be going over some ideas about how to use WhatsApp, email, and LinkedIn to drum up business. So we're going to be talking about targeting in business outreach. And of course, every single time we say outreach on this podcast, what we mean is any practice that you, the business owner, you, the orga, or you, the salesperson, are doing to try and reach out to potential customers. So if you're new listening to the podcast, every single time you hear me say outreach, that's just what it means. You are reaching out. So how can you use WhatsApp? How can you use email? How can you use LinkedIn to reach out to people to secure investments for your business? Now, the reason why I'm talking about investments in particular is because someone tried to, pull some of those moves on me, reached out to me on LinkedIn, and they wanted to get me to invest in the business idea. Now, you can see that this is the reason why on yesterday's episode, I was telling you guys, because you guys see that my profile is increasing, and some of you assume that I'm a big boy. I'm not a big boy yet. I will get there in Jesus' name. My container will arrive. The money will arrange. I'll be an odogu, but I'm not there yet. So the fact that we have thousands of subscribers to the podcast and I have thousands of followers on LinkedIn and, all of that. Some people think, I'm an investor. What else? I'm an influencer. And, that's the reason I was telling you guys yesterday that I'm not there yet. Excuse me. And by the way, we don't pay attention to all these things. It's not about number of downloads. It's not about number of connections. It's not about number of followers and things like that. That's for those of you who are trying to do influencer marketing or who are trying to look for some kinds of stakeholders. It's not about the size of the following. It's about whether that particular individual can cause people to take action. That's why it is called influencer. Can that person influence other people to do things? And I'm not there yet. But anyway, this guy reached out to me. He wants me to invest in a business opportunity. And he tried doing that on LinkedIn. And so I figured, you know what, let's do what we do normal over here on the podcast, which is I take an example of this outreach and then I do a tear down. We talk about what he did right. We talk about what he could have done better. So that those of you who have similar ideas can arrange and package yourself better when you're going out to go and look for someone to invest in your business opportunity. If you are interested in these sorts of things, sales, business, looking for investment, looking for customer, dealing with stakeholders, then subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, YouTube, or Apple iTunes, or any podcast player of your choice. And if you'd love to connect with me, you want to call, send me a text message or send me a WhatsApp message, then you can do so on 080-6466-2140. And my name is Tavishim Ayede. I'm the host of the podcast. And by the way, I really do like hearing from you guys. If you have questions, call. Comments, call. Queries, call. If you want to collaborate, call. Like Chukwudi called me today in Abuja. He's trying to arrange a couple of trainings in a few corporate bodies. And the guy said that, we'll split it. I'll give him a commission. And I'm totally cool with that. I mean, who don't like fighting? I like money now. So you call me up and say, there's this opportunity, I beg, let's partner, let's hook up, let's arrange. By all means, give me a call. I'm down. I'm open. So, in typical fashion, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read out the message that the guy sent. And of course, I'll try and change one or two things to protect the guy's identity. So again, this was a message that I received on LinkedIn. But please remember that whether we talk about LinkedIn, whether we talk about email, whether we talk about WhatsApp, so long as we are talking about text-based strategies or tactics or principles, it will apply. So as a general rule, what will apply on LinkedIn will apply on email. However, it's not always what will apply in LinkedIn or email that would apply on WhatsApp, because WhatsApp is more conversational. Email is very formal. LinkedIn is kind of half-half. It's official, but people can chat on LinkedIn. But then WhatsApp is very, very conversational. You reach out to people, oh boy, how far, what's up, how you been, just normal flows. But as a general rule, you can take some of these principles and apply them across platforms, so long as we are talking about text-based communications. But just remember that WhatsApp, in particular, is more conversational than other text-based mediums, at least in Nigeria. As for Telegram, it's looking like Telegram is the place where people like to hold events, organize trainings, and stuff like that. I'm not sure why, but that's just the vibe I'm getting. I don't know people who, maybe you want to reach out to Momsy, or maybe you're trying to toast a babe, or you're trying to do business deal or something. I don't know too many people who are trying to do that on Telegram. So, the message, the person sent me a WhatsApp message, and he said, "This. Let me just read it. Hi, Tavishima. I hope you're well. My name is XYZ. I am an Afro fusion artist with growing global traction. I'm releasing a new single, blah blah blah, and seeking an investor for a structured rollout of between $10,000 to $250,000. Let me just stop here. Side note. You see, I love the way that you guys have faith in me. I really, really love it that somebody look at me, a humble person like me, and the person thinks I have $10,000, between $10,000 and $250,000. I really love that people have faith in me like that. If I had $250,000, I thought I'm mad now. You would, as in, you would have. Oh, you will feel me in Abuja. Everybody will know me. You would have been tired of me. My going and my coming, everybody will hear it. $250,000. More. Anyway, so thank you very much for those of you who have faith in me. I don't have $250,000 yet. For those of you who are looking for people to invest in your ideas, but if you feel led by the Spirit, you want to bless your boy and you say, Tavishima, where you dey? Say, I'm here. Give me your account details. Let me send you something for Christmas. And you send me 250,000 US dollars. I'll be very, very happy and I'll pray for you. My wife will pray for you as well. So where was I? So he's seeking an investor for a structured rollout of between $10,000 to $250,000. It's a strong viral candidate with a dance fashion potential. Can I share my one pager and pitch deck with you? That was the guy's message. Basically, the guy was slid into my DMs on LinkedIn and he said, Tawishima, I hope you're well. This is my name. I'm a music artist. This is what I do. I have a brand new single. I'm looking for investors between $10,000 to $250,000. Oh, sorry, not 250. Okay, sorry, I didn't read it well. $10,000 to $25,000. Oh, okay, I see. Anyway, still, if I had $25,000, I would have been loud, but not as loud as $250,000. Anyway, $25,000 is still money. It's still money. It's okay. Then the guy said that this particular song has good viral candidate, as per the thing is spreading world over, and also has some fashion potential. Then his call to action was, should he share his one pager and pitch deck? Now, the good thing that this guy did was the message was not long. And you see the benefit of writing things short, because the person who you're sending it to can open it one time and understand. Okay, this is the person, this is what they want. The person can decide one time, I'm in or I'm not in. I'm interested, I'm not interested. This person is serious or this person is a goat. But you can see it one time. So short, sweet, straight to the point. Really, there's benefits. You guys should try it. Honestly, you should. So, and then of course, call to action. Can he share his one pager and then pitch deck? Now, this was my response to the guy. I respond to all these things because I know that sales is hard and I know that business is hard. So when people gather the gumption to do things like this, I at least like to reward them just by at least responding, because I know that most people will ignore. Some people will block. Some people will spam. Some people will some people will archive, and on and on. So at least I respond because it's just, esprit de corps, because I'm in sales. So when I see people doing sales, I always respond just to encourage them and also help them, one or two advice if they're willing to listen. So this was my response. Basically, I asked the guy, what's in it for me? Because if you notice, The tone of this message is me, me, me. This is my name. This is what I do. I have a new single. I'm looking for an investor. This is how much I want. Blah, blah, blah. Should I share my pager and pitch deck? Have you noticed this message is me, me, me? And I've been talking about this a lot on the podcast. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, hang around. In another 2-3 months, you'll be tired of me saying this, but I'll keep continue saying it. Some of you, your outreach is too me focused. So I tried to signal to the guy, what's in it for me? If you're trying to collect money from somebody, you don't just roll up and say, this is me, this is my opportunity, this is how much I need, let me send you pitch deck, me, 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 me. Business, sales, relationship is the same. You can't roll up on a fine girl and, me, 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 me. Pretend to be interested in her. So that's the reason why I asked the guy, what's in it for me? Because I'm trying to signal to him that, as you're reaching out to people like this, you suppose pepper your messaging with something about the other person too. It can't always be me, 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 me. It can't. Then the next question I asked him is, why do you think I'll be a good candidate for this? You get why they ask? And this is why. There is nothing on my public profile, on my LinkedIn profile, on my podcast, on my whatever, wherever you see me. There's nothing that hints that I am remotely interested in all these things. First of all, I'm impressed that you guys see me and you think I have $25,000. Because whether dollars or not, yes, there are people who roll up on me for financial assistance. And honestly, they feel as if I have arrived, but I've not. So I'm flattered. I'm very, very flattered. And I think it's a sign of good things to come. That people are seeing my potential. They are seeing my future. They are seeing my millions on the move. That my millions are sighting me. My millions are locating me. My millions are marching towards me and people can see it. But really, what made him think I'm a good candidate for this? That I have the money? Or that I am even interested in these sorts of things? So that's my next question. Why do you think I'll be a good candidate for this? Because another mistake that lots of you are making with your business outreach is you are just trying your luck. You are spraying far and wide. But when it comes to outreach, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Outreach, reaching out to people, targeting is part of Sales 101. You don't just be firing bullets anyhow. When you're hunting for something in the bush, you go into the bush and you decide, is it antelope or elephants that I'm hunting? And then it's from there that you now start taking your next steps. Okay, it's elephants that I'm hunting. Where do elephants hang out? Okay, it's buffalo. Where is buffalo? Or it's bushmeat. Where am I going to find bushmeat? Then you start to arrange, you start to plan your movement. And then you set your trap or you aim, as in targeting. If you just enter the jungle and you begin to set trap anyhow or just fire bullet anyhow, what makes you think you strike something? It's the same thing when it comes to business outreach. Targeting who might be interested in this product, in this service, in this investment opportunity. Who are the typical kind of people that are interested in these sorts of things? Oh, these are the kind of people. Where do they hang out? Online. Let me go and follow them. Or where do they hang out? In the flesh. Let me go and follow them. So that's why I asked the guy this question. Why do you think I'll be a good candidate for this? Another question I asked him, how many people have responded favorably to this approach? The reason why I asked him that question is because I was trying to signal something. I've been saying it on the podcast, and if you continue, if you subscribe and you stay with me, you get tired of me saying it, but I'll continue to repeat it. These tactics, they don't work. It's not as if they don't work. But the response rate is so low that it's not really worth your while. The response rate is too low. I keep telling you guys, 0 to 3%. 0 to 3%. In other words, if you want to get a good response from this kind of message that you're sending, and you're looking for 6 investors, 0 to 3% response rate, you have to send this kind of message to 200 people. If you haven't heard me say it before, if this is your first time listening to the podcast, let me repeat it so that you realize the gravity of what it is that you're trying to do. Typical response rate is 0 to 3%. In other words, if you're looking for 6 investors, you have to send this message to 200 people. 200. You can see why I tell most people that, you know what, let's just do targeted approach. Come up with a list of 10, 20 people, where it makes sense. And then let's actually try. Go to the office, call them, try and get an introduction. It's a lot better than just blanketing 200 people in the hope that 6 will convert and give us money. So I was trying to signal to the guy that, you know what, this path that you're on, this path is hard. It's very hard. So that's my question. How many people have responded favorably? Then another question that I asked him is, when you say growing global traction, what do you mean? Because another mistake that people make when they're doing outreach is you speak in too general terms. But this is business. Money is on the line. People don't drop money when you're talking general. The more specific that you are, the better. So like back when we were in toasting stage, it's not enough to tell a babe, I'll take care of you. And that one is general. You be specific. You say, oh, see as Tunde is treating you. If you are my babe, I got to do this for you, and this for you, and this for you. As in specific. Not Tunde is a useless boy, I can do better. You will be specific. You will tell her in highly specific specificity. Now see, Christmas is around the corner. But Tunde said he has business to do in the village, family matters. So he's traveling for all of December. You now come and spend dirty December alone. Chinwe, if you are my babe, I would never do this kind of thing for you. In fact, this is how I would have planned Christmas for you and me. In fact, December 28th, we'll even just branch. I even go and greet my mom self. Let her see you. You understand? Specific. The same thing in business. We can't be talking glowing global traction. Specific. You're asking for $10,000, $25,000. Specific. So, the reason why I asked these questions was to hint at some of the mistakes that this guy is making in outreach. So I've already told you the outreach is me, me, me. Your outreach should not be me, me. If you're going to be asking for $10,000, you should be asking yourself, what is an investor going to get out of a situation like this? Start thinking about these sorts of things. When you think of what's in it for the other person, you can now start getting a sense of who the ideal candidate is supposed to be. Now let's think. If you're going to reach out to people for these kind of things, let's think. Let's reason them now, you and me. What are the kind of benefits that this person is supposed to get? Number one is return on investment. Return on investment just means I drop 1 naira and I get 1 naira 50 kobo back. Or I drop 5 naira and in return I get 7 naira. Shad is something on top. So maybe the person that will be interested in these sorts of things, the most common thing I'm assuming is the person will be interested in revenue sharing. Okay. You have music ability. Okay. No problem. This is the pattern, this is the package. No problem. Like Don Jazzy, for instance. Because I'm sure Don Jazzy is not just giving record deal to everybody. I'm sure Don Jazzy is interested in revenue sharing. We put some money behind you. When the thing blow, this is your share, this is my share. Some other people will be interested in an equity stake. Equity stake means, part ownership. Although some people are gangster. Like I think for Motown Records, I think it was Motown. That's Berry Gordy. I think Berry Gordy owned everything. So if you're under his music label, forget it. You don't own anything. Your share is your share. Take your share. But I'm the one that owns everything. I own all the rights of this music and everything. I own the trademark in perpetuity. Let me get on. I've settled you where I'll be going. So these are the kind of things that people be looking at financial benefits. Of course, there's a matter of recruitment priority. Recruitment priority. What that just means is how do I put it? Okay, when the money starts flowing in, how soon will you start to settle me? In which order is this thing going to go? Is it that you settle yourself first, or be you settle me first? Then from the one that remain, will now settle you. So recruitment priority. Those are some of the things. But basically, someone who might be interested in these sorts of things might be looking at financial benefits. Then there are other people who are looking at strategic or growth related benefits. Some people want to, okay, like I was listening to Will I Am. He used to be with the Black Eyed Peas. I don't know if they're still together, but Will I Am, he sounds like a very futuristic somebody. Um, Sorry, hold on. Will I Am. What was that song again? That's for those of you who don't know Will I Am. He did this song with the Black Eyed Peas. I got a feeling, ooh, that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. So that song. But there were some other things that they did. Like Hey Mama, what else? And anyway, some correct songs anyway. So he's a very futuristic somebody. Now, he strikes me as the kind of person that will be looking at strategic and growth related benefits, because he likes to invest in futuristic projects, you know, like he's doing some stuff in America around bringing artificial intelligence and robotics to children in the inner city areas. Like, I think he grew up in Compton, so and and I'm not an American anyway, but I hear that Compton is very rough. It's a very rough neighborhood, very rough. Because like my wife traveled to America, I think it was like 2 years ago, and then she went around to some places. She entered Detroit. She entered where again? But basically, my wife said that there are some hoods in America, like hood. Like you think Lagos is rough. They enter some places, that man, if I misstep here, they'll just kill me. Anyway, where was I? So there are some people who want to invest in these sorts of things, just because of how they want to position themselves or how they want to align themselves strategically with certain things. Or some people like putting money into these sorts of things because they're looking for network access. Sorry, they're looking for access to a wider number of individuals. Like there was a time that Damon Dash used to be Jay Z's business partner. That's when they were with when they did Rock. Abi, was it the Rock? Rockefeller, yeah, the record label Rockefeller. So I think they were partners, him and Damon Dash. But they've split ways. Jay Z will go on to found what was it called? ROC, Rock Nation. Then Damon Dash, I can't remember what Damon Dash, did. But later on, Damon Dash tried to invest in movies, and from what I hear, it's not as if the guy wanted to be a movie star per se. He just wanted access to some kind of people in Hollywood. That's the reason why he started putting money down in movies. So there's some people who do things like that. Then okay, no problem. You're a musician, you're a filmmaker, you're whatever. No problem. I'll go back you. But that's because the person is hoping that they can meet one or two other people so that they can run things like that. So network access. And then some people are trying to invest in these sorts of things because they want to do portfolio diversification. So, okay, I have some serious money. I have money in stocks. I have money in real estate. I have money in this. I have money in that. And let me just put some money here in the arts. There's some people who do things like that. Portfolio diversification. And then there's also some lifestyle benefits, if you understand what I mean. Lifestyle benefits, events, exclusive events, VIP access, private performances, very nice, very, very sweet, 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 sweet something. Reminds you when I was still, I think I had just entered uni that time. And Momsy was working with, I can't remember the company. Was it the Quadrant? I think Quadrant Company, the public relations firm. And they were launching this nightclub in Lagos, Planet One. Planet One. The club, it used to be between, I can't remember what that road is called, between Ikeja and Maryland. There's one long stretch of road. That's where Planet One was. And basically it was this like relax and chill center. It was a nightclub, so I just come home Can't remember why I came home self. And then mom, she told me that this thing was going down and that she had tickets. But she's tired. She doesn't want to go. I said, it's not a problem. Give me the tickets. Then my brother was in Unilag then. I was in OAU. So I called my brother. I said, bro, I have tickets. He said, I said, I have tickets, so show. So my brother came. And then we freshed up that night. We're looking fly. I remember I had my Calvin Klein jeans. And then I borrowed my brother's CK shirt, because me and him were roughly the same size. I was a little bit bigger than him. So the thing was even good self. So the thing made me look muscular, because back then I was fit, like really, really fit. I was looking like a muscular guy, dress up. And then we took the ride. Some of his friends came from Unilag, and then we stormed the club. And then the pass that we had was first class. So that's how I went upstairs to first class section. Lo and behold, who did I see? I saw Rita Dominic live and in the flesh. Rita Dominic herself. Hey, fine girl, come and see skin. Smooth. Very yellow skin. Rita Dominic, forget. She be fine, babe. Even now, self, after 25 years, look at her and tell me that that's not a fine babe. Rita Dominic. So I saw Rita Dominic now. Just went to go and sit down by the stool next to her. I was like, hey, what's up? And she smiled. She said, hello. I said, hey, Rita Dominic. She said hello to me. Then I wanted to flex now. So I told the guy to pour me a shot of something. I pointed to the bottle. Then I asked the guy, how much? I was feeling like a big boy. And the guy looked at me one kind. And he pointed to my tag. And they said, you're in first class. It's free. I said, yeah. I disgraced myself in front of Rita Dominic. I was sure that I don't know anything about clubbing culture. That is my first time. I said, hey, I disgraced myself. When by then Rita Dominic had gone. And me and her, we didn't even yarn or anything. But anyway, back then, it's not as if I had game. So, and who was I? I'm a nobody. But at least I've spoken to Rita Dominic. You, listening to this podcast, who have you spoken to? Anyway, so some people like that kind of lifestyle. Good music, chilling with celebs, the atmosphere, alcohol they flow, babes day, as in, man, that was fun. That night was fun, I won't lie. But the headache that I had the next day, because my head from the bim, 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 bim from the music, that night was mad. It was really mad. So where was I? So some people like that kind of lifestyle. VIP access. Some people like it. But to be honest, that was the last time I did it. That was the first. That was my first and that was my last time. After that, it's just regular clubbing that I did with my wife. And even then, it didn't pass 2 or 3. Because, man, that lifestyle, man, is sweet, but it's not for me. So some people like all that. Lifestyle benefits. So some people invest because of some of those reasons. So if you look at it from that kind of angle now, that okay, the person who's going to drop money from this thing, the person will be looking for financial benefits. The person will be looking for strategic alignment. The person will be looking for certain kinds of lifestyle benefits. You will now start having an idea about the possible people that you can approach. Number one will be culture-focused people. Or how will I put it now? Let's just say, people are focused, okay, let me just say culture-focused investors. Let's just leave it like that, culture-focused investors. So highly successful entrepreneurs or senior executives, people who have disposable income, based in major hubs. This guy that reached out to me, he's in Canada. So you should be looking at major hubs, Lagos, New York, London, Toronto, those kind of places. Places where the Afro-fusion genre, is popping. You should also be looking for people who are also a fan of these kinds of music. You should be looking for strategic angel investors. Maybe he should be reaching out to former record label executives, music managers, entertainment lawyers. See, this is me just riffing. I'm just riffing here because I'm not in that space, so I don't know. But of course, you should be looking for people with deep pockets, people looking to drop big money into early stage opportunities like this. Maybe you should have approached people who are interested in, royalty investing. Like the music royalty platforms that are around. In fact, maybe even if you found people in that space and talk to them and say, "This is what I'm trying to do. Who are the kind of people that I should reach out to?" And maybe you also reach out to tech founders. I don't know. I'm just riffing here. But you can see that by asking what's in it for the other person, we are now beginning to get a sense of who are the kinds of people that we should be running after in the first place. And either way that you cut it, it doesn't look like it should be me because I don't meet the description of all these things that I've been saying so far. So, the simple thought process to follow when you're trying to do any kind of outreach, when you're trying to reach out to anybody, whether through email, whether through LinkedIn, whether through, whatever. Sorry about the noise in the background. I'm making today's recording at home and it's like my neighbor's kid. Maybe he's not feeling well or something. So, the boy is just crying. So, and I don't blame the boy because the guy has a soft life. Because luckily for him, my neighbor has like I think like 6, 7 kids, and then this one, the baby, he's like maybe 2 or 3, and the oldest one has finished uni. So there are lots of people to pamper the boy and take care of the boy. He's a lucky kid, very very lucky kid, fine boy. Also, seems like a very intelligent chap. Just like the boy they cry, sha. Where was I? So when you're doing outreach, ask yourself, sit down or pull up your AI tools. That's how we spoke about yesterday, how we can use AI to come up with ideas. Excuse me. So sit down, ask yourself, or ask your AI tools, who might be interested? Who are the kinds of people that are interested in your product, interested in your service, interested in your investment opportunity, interested in your agenda? Ask. Then come up with some demographics or some psychographics and then use those factors to determine who you're going to reach out to. Demographics, those are the simple things that they taught us in social studies and in business studies in Nigeria. So name, age, sex, location, height, weight, blah, blah, blah. Then psychographics, what these people are interested in. So once you have the demographics and the psychographics down, you will now know who am I chasing out to, who am I reaching out to online. So like I said, my question to him, my other question, how many people have responded favorably? It's because I'll try and tell him that, look, this thing, it doesn't really work. I didn't want to come out and tell him. I wanted him to, in responding, to see what I was talking about. And this was his response. He said, I'm the only person who has responded. And I'm not surprised. I'm not. By the way, just letting you guys know, it is a strong signal from the market if you send dozens of emails, dozens of WhatsApps, dozens of SMS, dozens of Telegram, and then people are not ignoring. It is a strong sign. It shows that something is not working. You need to review your copy, review your text, review the words that you're sending out to people, review your messaging. Or you need to review your targeting. Perhaps there's nothing wrong with the words that you're using, but you're sending it to the wrong people. So, if whatever campaign you're doing now, you sent out like 50 messages already, not one single person has responded, my friend, there's problem. There's serious problem. Change your messaging or change your targeting. Use different words or send it to a different group of people. By the way, remember, this guy is doing Afrofusion something. And he's asking you to drop $10,000 to $25,000. Let's be real here. You know that the average Nigerian will consider this business opportunity in quote as highly speculative at best, or will consider it to be downright Yahoo Yahoo at worst. Yahoo Yahoo as in scam 419. So I suspect that most people are blocking him, spamming him, and deleting him. Can you see that this is the reason why you should be reaching out to the right people in the first place? If the guy reaches out to futuristic people who are, forward-thinking, high net worth individuals who are in this whole space, Afrofusion, Web3, crypto, blah, 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 blah. If he's talking to those kind of people, they will listen to him because not them. It's their world, it's their space. They will listen to him. But then reaching out to ordinary people like me who are not in that world, who are not in that, man, I responded because I'm trying to be nice. I think I'm the only person who responded because I think everybody else is ignoring, spamming, deleting, blocking. And by the way, this now reduces the effectiveness of your future campaigns. If LinkedIn notices that every single time this guy sends out 50 messages, 48 people block him, one person ignores him, only one person reads, do you think LinkedIn will be allowing him to keep sending messages again and again and again? Then, the final question I asked him, what do you mean when you say growing global traction? Now, when you're trying to brag, excuse me, and by the way, bragging is normal. You suppose brag when you're in a business setting. If you know the quality of the thing that you are carrying, the thing that you are selling, it's okay to brag. As Grant Cardone says, it ain't bragging if it's true. So what you're saying, if it is true, then it's not bragging. So yes, be ready to talk up what it is that you have on ground. When you're bragging, please, when you want to boast. So like I said, like if you're chasing Chinwe and you think Tunde, her boyfriend, is misbehaving, you have a better package and you're bragging about your package, be specific on the details about how you will improve Chinwe's life. So the same thing in business. Be specific when you're trying to brag, when you're trying to talk up your opportunity. Let me give you an example. So like me now, if I want to brag, let's say I'm also sending messages to people. I want people to invest in me. I want people to invest in the podcast. I want people to invest in the opportunity. I'll brag well. I will tell the person, excuse me, I'll tell them that I run one of Nigeria's most promising business podcasts, and currently I'm charting at number 29 on the Apple iTunes Global Business category. I'll tell them I'm number 29. If you don't believe me, open your phone now. Check Apple iTunes. Scroll. You will see me there, number 29. You see that guy? Now me be that. Global, not Niger. On a global level, number 29. I've entered. God willing, soon you'll see your boy in the top 10 global podcast. You will see me. Just subscribe. Stay there. You see. I'm getting there. So I'll brag. I'll tell them I am number 29. A mini call. I'm the person, number 29. I'll also mention I am one of Spotify's top recommended business podcasts with about 17,286 impressions on the Spotify homepage. Now, the reason why I can be that specific is because I have the figures to back it up. They will say, 17,000. I'll say, Chief, relax now. I'll open my phone. I'll show them my settings. I'll say, Chief, check it. I'll show him. See now. I also say my podcast has grown to over 64,837 downloads over the last 5 years, and I'm still growing weekly. If they doubt me, I'll say, Chief, here now. I'll now show them the back end. See the downloads. You can see that if you're trying to brag that way, in a very specific way, you can see that it carries better effect than if I'm talking to people about the podcast and I say that my podcast has growing global traction and my podcast has strong viral candidate. Between the two of them, which one do you think sounds more impressive? So, you want to boast? Boast well. Be specific. And that is how I would boast if I was going to talk to potential investors or stakeholders, because I want people to partner with me on this podcasting thing. So he should have spoken about his downloads, his country reach, the music charting history, all those sorts of things, instead of saying, what it is that he said. Then finally, he said he wants to share a one-pager or a pitch deck. And this is the question that I keep asking you guys who like to start off your outreach. You like to start off your selling process by sending a proposal or by sending a pitch. You want to send me a pitch. How do you know that I'm interested? How do you know that the things you're going to put in the pitch, in the proposal, in the presentation, how do you know that the person is going to resonate, the person is going to feel, the person is going to understand what it is that you're putting there? all this proposal, pitch, whatever thing, it is too soon. Stop starting this journey with pitch deck. The better strategy is this. Since it's 40 minutes, let me just round up quickly. Number one, prospecting. Identify who might be interested. Who is the ideal customer profile? Who is the ideal target? Who is the Mugu? Who is the Odogu? Who is the person? Who is the big boy? Who is the big girl? Identify the person first. Then next, outreach. That's where you actually start reaching out to the people. Whether going to their office or sending them a message or whatever. But in your outreach, what you do is just to sketch the idea and see if the person is interested. Just a brief sketch and see if the person is interested. So the call to action is not, can I send you my pitch deck? The call to action is more like, is this the kind of business opportunity you would like to know more about? That kind of thing. You're just trying to figure out, are they interested? If they're interested, step 3 is now arrange a meeting. Please, arrange a meeting. Whether it is a Zoom meeting or whether it is a Google Meet, or you go to their house, you go to their office or whatever, arrange a meeting, online or offline. And only arrange a meeting if somebody has told you in step 2 during outreach that yes, this is the sort of thing that I am interested in and I would like to explore this thing further. Only set a meeting with those people. During that meeting, don't drop pitch deck, don't drop proposal, have a conversation, try and get a sense of their risk tolerance. Because let's face it, what you're proposing is risky. If I'm inviting somebody to partner with me on the podcast, it's risky. It's not a done deal that if I collect money from anybody and I try to grow the podcast, it is not a guarantee that the revenues that we'll get from the podcast will be enough for me to sort myself out and to sort that person out. So there's risk that is involved. Get a sense of their risk tolerance. Get a sense of their investment history or their portfolio. Because there are some people who have a history of only investing in physical things. Like I keep saying over here on the podcast, if you come from our own part of the world, Benue State, Taraba, Nasarawa, and your rich uncles and your rich aunties, the reason why they are rich is because they were exporting yam, they were trading in rice or whatever. It's a very physical something. Don't go and talk to those people and start telling them Web3, Afrofusion, something. Like Afro what? So, what's their investment history? What kind of portfolios do these people play around with? What is their industry expertise? At the meeting, you talk a little bit about what they hope to get out of it. These are the kind of things that you will discuss during the meeting. It is after the meeting stage that you can now come to proposal, pitch deck, or whatever. And you get to that stage by first of all recapping and say, okay, thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much, Bros, for taking this meeting. If I understand you correctly, yes, you're interested. And you would be interested in pursuing it if we're able to look at XYZ criteria, if we're able to explore these terms, we're able to explore these objectives, blah, blah, blah. So, Bros, no vex. I beg, give me like 2 days. I'll send you one proposal. I'll send you one pitch deck. And I'll suggest in the pitch deck how we can move forward. So, like, Bros, are you okay with that? If Bros says yes, good. You are now at pitch deck level. You can now send your pitch deck. You can now send your proposal. And then after that, you're trying to close the deal. To close the deal is where you say, okay, sir, I don't talk my own. So, like, what's the next stage, sir? Do you have to talk? Do you have investment committee that you want to decide with? You need to discuss with? Or how would you like us to proceed, sir? Or thank you very much, sir. If we're on course, then I think the next step for us is to proceed by doing this, that. But sir, you're trying to get the person to take action on this, your idea. So that's how you do it. So summary. I guess the main thing that I want to pass across is this. Stop thinking that a document is going to sell for you. Stop it. Too many of you think, I have a wonderful pitch deck. If I can just get the person to allow me to send them that pitch deck, it's a done deal. It doesn't work that way. The document will not sell for you. Stop thinking your document can sell for you. Also, when you're doing this kind of outreach, target well. Because no amount of toasting is going to turn a bad prospect into a good business opportunity. Now, let me repeat that. Sorry for that noise in the background. That's the washing machine. NEPA has been showing us strong thing. So, now that light has come, just have to wash it every before they do their thing and they misbehave again. So, where was I? Kai, I lost my train of thought. I said no amount of toasting can turn a bad prospect into a good business opportunity. None. None, none, none. So make sure you target well. If you're talking to the wrong prospect, you cannot get you can't get good business deal out of it. You can't. Now, the example that I always give, I know that it's overtly too simplistic, but still it passes across the point. If you sell catfish, you can never sell fish to me because I don't eat fish. I'm the wrong prospect. It doesn't matter if you spend 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, or 2 decades. You can't sell fish to me. It's not possible. I don't eat fish. I don't like fish. I don't. There's no amount of toasting that will turn the wrong prospect, the wrong candidate into a good business deal. It's not going to happen. So it's the same as in marriage, it's the same as in business. So for marriage and relationships, spare yourself the heartache. Be targeting the people right from the correct people from the beginning. The same thing in business. Spare yourself heartache because this is serious heartache. You're sending messages to people. You send messages to, 50 people. 49 of them reject you. It's plenty of heartache. Spare yourself the heartache. Start targeting well. So that's it. Anyway, yeah, plenty of random stuff today. But hopefully, you guys, I'm sure you're able to, someone listening, I hope someone listening would have been able to pick something very good from what we've discussed today. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who are wondering, isn't this guy a married man? Yeah, I'm a married man. But that Rita Dominic time, I hadn't met my wife then. But even then, I've told her the story. I'm upfront with my wife, the people that I used to look at before. And, so I've told her everything. So don't worry. Me talking about how I met Rita Dominic and how she said hi to me, don't worry, it's not going to cause me any problems in my marriage. Me and my wife, we've already settled. And, anyway, Rita Dominic said she don't marry, so she's no longer available. She's no longer on the market. Apart from that, we have separate lives, so it's not as if our paths will cross again. But anyway, let me just bring it to a close here. So thank you very much for your time and attention. Remember, if you'd love to call, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message. The number to call to WhatsApp or to SMS is 080-6466-2140. So, thank you very much for your time and attention. I'll catch you all some other time.